In the glittering, high-stakes world of Manhattan's Upper East Side, the bond between Serena van der Woodsen, the effortlessly radiant It Girl, and Blair Waldorf, the fiercely ambitious and impeccably styled Queen Bee, formed the core of Gossip Girl. Theirs was a friendship as engrossing as the city they navigated, having a deep affection, shared history, and recurring clashes stemming from their distinct personalities. These resulted in some low blows, some of which are a harsh reality of rewatching Gossip Girl all these years later. Serena, with her spontaneous spirit and magnetism, often inadvertently found herself in the spotlight, a dynamic that frequently stirred Blair's underlying insecurities and yearning for recognition. Blair, in turn, possessed a sharp wit and determination, yet her vulnerabilities often led to confrontations, particularly when she perceived slights or betrayals. Serena and Blair's enmeshed lives often erupted into conflict in some of the best episodes of Gossip Girl, and the things they did to each other rival Blair and Chuck's worst moments. 9. Arguing about Blair's feelings for Dan. Season 5, Episode 16, Crossroads. Blair and Dan kissing in Gossip Girl episode Crossroads. Gossip Girl's plotlines thrive on misunderstandings and witnessing moments out of context, which is exactly what transpires in Crossroads. The scenario begins with Blair and Serena arguing about Blair's true feelings for Dan, which she vehemently denies. This fight is more on the playful side, and it conveys that for all their faults, B and S know each other inside out, and their patterns are still repeating themselves 5 seasons in. Serena accuses Blair of running away from her feelings and ignoring them, which is hilariously rich considering Serena famously always has to go. Blair's response is to prove to Serena that she only likes Dan platonically by spending the day with him, and goes to keep him company at a play rehearsal. Ultimately, Serena is proven right and walks by just as Dan and Blair are kissing, leading to another argument and Serena scolding Blair for not being honest, either with her or with herself. 8. The photo shoot argument. Season 1, Episode 4, Bad News Blair. Serena and Blair in Gossip Girl episode Bad News Blair. This Season 1 argument between Serena and Blair establishes early on in the iconic 2000 series that even when the pair are on good terms, it is usually on shaky ground. The situation starts out with Serena supporting Blair while she models for her mother Eleanor Waldorf's clothing line. At first, it is heartwarming, with Serena giving Blair tips on how to loosen up, as she can see the photographer feels Blair is too prim and proper. This inevitably leads to Serena's natural charm outshining Blair. This scenario is especially difficult for Blair because she and Eleanor already have a strained relationship, so to see her seemingly favoring Serena is a huge blow to her self-esteem. While it is not necessarily Serena's fault, it is a recurring source of insecurity for Blair that Serena gets positive attention so effortlessly. In the argument, this insecurity pours out when she declares, "You take everything from me, you can't even help it, it's just who you are." Her acknowledgement that it is not even intentional on Serena's part shows that she is self-aware of her jealousy. 7. Blair freezing Serena out. Season 1, Episode 1, Pilot. Season 1 of Gossip Girl does a really good job of establishing Blair and Serena's contentious friendship and why all is not well when Serena breezes back to the Upper East Side after disappearing for several months without a goodbye. What you see is what you get with true Gossip Girl protagonist Blair, and she tells Serena her perspective in no uncertain terms during their face-off on the Met steps in the show's pilot. She is clearly freezing Serena out, and she tells her why. Until 12 hours ago, everyone thought you were at boarding school. Within a few episodes, the show establishes the extent of Blair's hurt that Serena disappeared abruptly without a word, leaving her feeling isolated with difficult family and relationship problems. This sets the tone that while Blair is forthright more often than not, there are also unseen depths to her insecurity that unfold throughout the show. Even in this early scene, her catty comments only thinly mask the simmering resentment that comes from a wounded place. Not to mention, the outfits of Blair and her minions set the preppy tone for the fashion in the time capsule series. 6. Blair kicks Serena out. Season 5, Episode 24, The Return of the Ring. Blair went for scorched earth here, ultimately kicking Serena out of her penthouse. Both characters have given as good as they got in the episode. Previously, it was revealed that Gossip Girl's titular stalker had excerpts of Blair's diary courtesy of Serena. Although Serena had the excerpts in her possession merely to know she could leak them if she wanted to, it was Dan as Gossip Girl who leaked the diary, but at this point, Serena is to blame. In retaliation, Blair sabotages Serena's job opportunity, which she protests meant a lot to her. Serena, in turn, sabotages Blair's relationship with Chuck. Both clearly have their faults in the scene that they astutely point out. Dan is equally responsible for what transpired between him and Blair, so she didn't take Dan, but equally, Blair does cheat on multiple boyfriends to be with Chuck without admitting she is in love with him. This is the hard truth Serena fires at Blair, and this is what gets her kicked out. She really had to go this time. Particularly in the context of Blair's diary drama, this is painful. However, it is what she says next that is really below the belt. She tells Serena, "The best time I ever had was when you were gone 6 years ago." Particularly in the context of Blair's diary drama, this is painful because of another personal writing in Season 1. A letter Blair reads to Serena that she never sent earlier in the show details how lonely she is without her and how upset she was that she left, making this later contradiction particularly brutal. 5. Blair pushes Serena into a fountain. Season 4, Episode 1, Belles de Jour. Serena and Blair by a fountain in Gossip Girl. The fight in Belles de Jour is one of the pettiest on Blair's part, but also one of the most entertaining. After Serena is accepted into Columbia, Blair is trying to persuade her not to go, as she is attending the same university. Blair wants a fresh start, which surely Serena can understand, but, to be fair, Blair has no right to tell her friend where she can or cannot go to school. After Serena suggests they simply enjoy their double date with the prince, one of Blair's best boyfriends in Gossip Girl, Blair selfishly decides she wants both men to herself for the evening, and she pushes Serena into a fountain. After the hilarious cake scene of Season 3, it's almost like a pattern was emerging.